Today on the skid factory, the 1JZ's coming out. We're going to chop off some mounts. We're going to weld some new mounts on. We're going to put the engine back in. We're going to take the engine back out again, then put it back in again, and maybe a couple more times after that. Then we might get to put some shiny shit on it. Last step, we got the 1JZ sitting where we want it. Everything fits around it, sort of. Now we're going to pull it all back out again and cut things up and make it fit. What sort of music are you going to give me for this?
For what?
For this musical interlude where I pull the engine back out.
For the montage?
Yeah.
Gonna have a montage!
Gonna have a montage.
Isn't that a South Park thing?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Benny says it all the time, so.
I'm going to pick any genre that I like that I find on the internet and it works.
Cool.
What are you thinking? House? Lo-fi?
Lo-fi house beats
What
with
about
a twist of lemon.
With a twist of...
I don't know what the genres are called.
What are you thinking about? Huh?
Singing novelty songs in my head.
Man, that's a tiny rack, eh?
Generally, the smaller models have smaller racks.
Check it. Check it.
Hey, Alan. Why have we gone from mounting the engine to doing the sump now?
It's all the same thing. It's all integrated.
Okay. What, the sump's integrated to the engine mounts?
The sump's making the sump fit as part of their mounting the engine.
Is that your template? Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
If you don't do it all at once, you're going to have a bad time. As you can see, I started chopping into the sump and sort of fitting it before we made the engine mounts, and the reason for that was because I don't actually know whether that front sump's going to work properly or not, or whether it's going to be the best option, because we've got both front and rear sumps. So I know people have done this with dry sumps, probably because they couldn't, because that was the easier way, but they were race cars. I believe people have done rear sump, but a lot of people cut into the firewall because there's a big sort of extra ledge at the front of the firewall on these where all the heater boxes and stuff goes. So again, on some cars, people just make a new firewall and move the engine back and it fits no problems then. But we don't want to do that. We've gone through that.
We're also not panel sheet metal.
Yeah, like
fabricators.
I'm not a sheet metal worker. So we've got a few problems. One, to do this, we've moved the rack down a bit, not much, but a little bit, just to allow the engine to actually sit down low enough to be practical. But we've still got no room for the sump. And of course the rack's taking up a lot of sump space. The oil capacity is going to be dropped significantly. So
The oil pickup also smashed against the...
so we got a few things we need to do. We basically have to remake this thing altogether, which is not, it's not out of our realms. We've done dumb shit like that before, but it'd need to be deeper and have more capacity to get back what we've lost there. The pickup also doesn't fit. We'd need to sort of customise that, which again isn't out of the scope, but the engine is actually not sitting at the angle that I want it on either. It's at a 4 degree down slope, which is it's more than what I'd like. I'd like probably about 3 degrees. So 1 degree doesn't sound like much, but when you're talking about an engine, it's actually quite a bit. So we can't lift the transmission up anymore because the tunnel's there. So we'd want the engine to come down, and that'll sort of be more effective at reducing the angle. And before we couldn't do that because of the steering rack with the front sump, but because we've now moved the steering rack down a bit, I think if we put the rear sump on, we will be able to get the engine to sit down a lot lower.
Do you want to talk about how you did the rack, or no? We just
This is just spot welded on, nowhere near as well as it is now, and it's also got a bolt going through it, so it's pretty basic stuff. We haven't moved it much, just a little bit, and yes, it will affect things like bump steer, but you've got to keep in mind that this isn't a 2005 bloody S15 or whatever. It's a 1972 model that was designed in 1962. They basically handle like a bag of shit anyway, so anything that we've done, we can correct with other methods, but it was also probably shit anyway, so it might be better. You don't know. So yeah, no, it's not a great idea to just go moving steering parts around and stuff like that, but at the same time, when you're talking about a car this age, they literally handle like shit anyway. Like they might have been good at Bathurst compared to a freaking Kingswood in 1970, but that doesn't mean they handle well. Like any car, maybe not a VN Commodore, but most cars will handle better than this anyway.
You just remembered radial tuned suspension,
yes,
bro.
It's not radial tuned, but it's all right. Anyway, we'll fix that up later. I've actually I can't get rack ends for this thing. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's got no listings for this. So we've actually got Volvo parts that I've spent a whole day going through a catalogue with my eyes going square to find rack end combinations for it. So I've got some Volvo bits coming that should work. So basically it's a massive hybrid. So what we're going to do now is pull the engine back out again and change the sump again. And we're going to have to cut into the crossmember.
You went on a bit of a tangent there, back to steering. So
did I? Yeah.
The front sump's not going to work.
Well, it's all related. That's the thing about doing an engine conversion. Woody said, "Oh, we're going back to where we were," but that's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing with an engine swap. Unless you're buying a swap kit from Lodge Conversions for your 350Z and your LS, you don't know what's going to happen. So
those kits work. They're good, though, aren't they?
We met that guy in
the States, yeah.
At New Jersey, Atco. So this isn't it. Like I said, it's not that it hasn't been done, but it would have been just done by people who would have just made it work however they could. They may have changed all manner of different things to make that happen.
You got to
they
apply
may have cut
yourself.
into the firewall. We don't know. So we're just going to do it the way that we think is the best for the application.
So how many times is the engine going to come back out now? That'd be like 5th or 6th time.
The problem is when you put the rear sump on it, the engine is really really hard to get in, like it doesn't go in, so that's going to be an issue for us. We'll probably have to put it in without the pan on it, or pick up and sort of work from there. And at the end of the day, it'll probably have to go in without the transmission.
Look, Jason's telling you a message there, bro.
Make it fit.
Make it fit. Do it.
Thanks. Anyway, let's pull it back out again and
Yeah.
try it the other way. Yeah. So, yes, now we're cutting cross members more.
More than we already did, which we didn't actually film.
I only cut it a little bit, but yeah.
Now you can show the people.
This is very similar to a Bedford too, by the way.
Is it really?
Like the Crossmember, because it's bloody whatever opally, voxel-y sort of.
What's this
all
word
the same
for
company.
It? Yeah.
I used to use these in hot rods. Improvements over
Volvo parts, bro.
leaf springs. Yeah, Volvo parts is a good thing.
Hot rod parts.
Excellent.
Actually, enough shit talk. Get
excellent braking and reliability with a Volvo.
Get the engine back out, bro.
Should I call Lee and tell him that we're changing stuff again?
Lee will just tell you to bloody put a K-swap in it or put a bloody 202 back in.
It didn't have a 202 in it.
What did it have in it?
It had a Frio.
Oh. He'll just tell you to put a Frio back in.
The Frio didn't fit either.
Oh, there you go. My Crossmember's already been modified for the Frio over there.
I already unmodified it.
That side.
Oh, there's a little dint in it still. I reckon they just cut it and smacked it with a hammer and put some stick weld over it.
Look at how pro our rack clearance is compared to that.
I've ground off my side, you haven't.
Don't need it because it's all being cut off now anyway.
Don't be like that.
Well, it is, isn't it? You can get cutting. You've already got the schmutz in your nose from cutting all day, so you can continue.
Yeah, great.
Do it.
Not going to be easy to put a K motor in it because they put stupid sumps on them. K swapper. Except a Honda or an MR2. GDX2.
What's GDX?
GDX2.
Oh, oil.
Yeah. 308 oil.
You're speaking really loud with your headphones on.
Stabby. What?
Is it going to work, Alan?
It will if we keep cutting things.
Alan,
What?
I thought you said we're not sheet metal fabricators and not going to redo firewalls.
I'm not doing the file, I'm just doing this bit.
Okay, sure. Continue on. you reckon it's going to work now? Probably not, eh? Can you give me a high five? Because I count that as a win.
You know that meme, or it might be a GIF or GIF? It's got like a cartoon dog and it's standing in a room that's on fire and he's going, "This is fine." That's kind of where we're at now.
It fits though.
It actually, we got it to slide in and further back.
Don't worry about the steering though.
So yeah, we've achieved a lot of things, but the steering has become a problem in a different way now. So, but I've got a little bit of an idea of what we can do. But
I think you've done a pretty good job, Alan. And we've moved the engine back, so we had a little bit of a reference mark here. Oh, it's no light. So that pen was. Get me a torch, Alan. Or that big light bar. The pen mark was where that RHS was. So we've pushed it back maybe, what, 20 mil?
yeah, 15, 20.
It's now down lower also by about the same, you'd say.
A lot more than that.
And what did you say just before about the inlet manifold?
That might not fit. However, I reckon we got to have a decent angle for the engine now.
Oh yeah, engine angle.
Anglometer.
What does it say, Alan?
86.6.
What was it before? Wasn't it 86?
More than before.
Do you have to calibrate that thing?
Let me zero this.
It does, you know, how do you know the toolbox is 0?
How do you know anything's zero?
Use a level.
Good on you.
There's a level right there next to the wastegate.
It is.
Oh, I don't know about shit, eh? He's keen to do that.
Being a bitch.
Just zero it on the
It's
crank.
exactly the same thing.
Does it? Just zero it on the crank so you get it so it's what you want it to be. Yep, 87.5.4.
I reckon we'll do it with gearbox mount.
Up the back.
Yeah, we've got a bit of room there now because we come further back,
back.
which doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. There's a bit of room there.
So what's to go now, Alan? What do we do? Hurrah!
Huzzah!
What's the game plan now? It's dark outside, I can hear wolves. What are we doing?
I'm going to send you out into the wolves and go and have dinner.
What's for dinner?
I don't know.
So
Something nice.
Report back tomorrow,
Definitely.
and we can make some engine mounts.
I reckon we can go back a bit further now. Yeah, that's 87.
Or because now you've raised it up off the top, you can go back further.
Yeah.
And that might give us clearance for the steering.
Sick. Let's keep going.
Just keep
Right till dawn!
Just keep swimming, Alan. Just keep swimming. Put the camera down now.
Got no leverage spots.
See ya.
This man has no love for his Torana. It's a Simpsons reference, bro.
Did you send Lee the photo of the crossmember saying that you need another crossmember?
Not yet. I'd like to say that Lee's the new Dave, but he's not quite that bad.
All right, you done yet? I want to go home.
No, I'm still checking. Checking and aligning.
We've been checking and aligning all day.
Yeah, but look how far we've got.
The engine's 20 mil further back.
And about 50 mil lower. You see that?
No, I'm going home. See you later.
I reckon there's at least a clipboard's worth of clearance. It's a new measure.
Clipboard.
The clipboards.
Bee's dick.
Oh, it's like a bee's dick, but
Isn't a bee's dick the same thickness as a talio paper?
I don't know, is it? It sounds like something a Durrier would know, and I'm not one of them, so.
Does it?
Smooth Laramie taste. Get in me, cancer.
Says the guy that was inhaling grinding wheels all day.
Yeah, but that's for the good.
Alright.
I could stare at this thing all day.
You done?
Oh wait, I did. Go home, it's over.
Bye.
New day. Spent a bit of time thinking about engine mounts and steering racks and stuff overnight, of course, as you do. We've got to do some fiddling with the steering rack mounting and where the joints are. I think we can make it work. You can see the tough mounts that I've mocked up there. They're not welded on yet. We've got to recheck everything. This is just like a bits and pieces that Jason supplied me. They don't make a kit for this vehicle, most likely because you can't actually just fit the engine easily. But he just gave me plates and shafts and those fancy bits with the rubber through them and the Holden bits that bolt onto the Holden brackets.
Already started without me, eh?
Did you bring lunch?
Huh?
Did you bring lunch?
No, why?
Because it's that time of day.
Just because you shit the bed and you've been
You
thinking about engine mounts all night and steering racks. Am I right?
What have you been thinking about?
I don't know.
Anyway, as I was saying, you can't actually buy these things from Tough Mounts, as far as I'm aware, but you never know. Maybe if there's enough interest, Jason will sell bits separately. But it certainly makes my job a lot easier because normally we have
used to use like box section,
like bits of box and chop them up and shackle mounts. Yeah, it's
shackle mounts.
So it's kind of saves hours being able to buy those bits. So thanks, Jason.
Is that just sitting there? Yeah.
Yeah, don't break it.
Well, I just want to take it apart and show the like that, and that comes apart.
Yeah. See.
Al tacks the engine mounts together with the MIG and then starts fabricating a gearbox crossmember. A standard Toyota rubber mount is retained to help reduce noise and vibrations. The trusty old lathe is fired up to make up some steering rack spaces. Using the lathe ensures a straight and centre hole is drilled into the mild steel 1-inch bar.
There's fire.
It's a bit hard to get at, you see.
Hi,
Surprise.
how are ya?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah?
We've had a pretty big day, but finally the engine is in and it's mounted, and so's the gearbox and so's the steering rack. So we're pretty happy. There was a point there that we were unsure whether it was going to happen at all. So we told Lee just to reassure him that we had no idea what we were doing. No, it's all good. Sometimes it takes a lot of time and standing back and staring at stuff and thinking and stuff.
Sleeping on it.
Sleeping on it, swearing, crying, and things like that. Lemon squash. And then at the end, here we are. We still got to pull the engine back out again. That'll be for about the 89th time, I think.
Yeah, I'll get it counter going.
Then Crossmember and everything's got to come out. Transmission Crossmember is all good.
Does the steering work or not?
It works probably as good as it did when 12 years ago, so not very well.
Okay.
I think we're going to shorten this down a bit just to take this angle out
And move the...
and put a longer shaft in the middle. And these are, one of them is actually C solid, so I don't know how it was actually operating as a uni joint before. One of them's probably C solid or both as well, so we'll get some new ones of those. And I got some new rack ends from a Volvo and everything that will go on the end of this hybrid rack that no one seems to know anything about. New boots, pull the Crossmember out, replace the bushes.
That engine mount works alright,
Well, it's sitting on them, so it must work all right.
Is that alloy in the underneath the engine, so you better remove that?
No, I pulled that out.
Cool.
It's loving it. So Matt's coming around to give me some structural engineering advice. And when we pull the engine out and the Crossmember and everything out, we'll plate it all back in and re-strengthen it. Although it may not have had any strength to begin with, so maybe it'll just be strengthen it. So I think it's time for some lemon squash and a sleep. And I think is it your shout for
Burgers?
burgers, or is it Woody's?
Nah, Woody's next.
It's your shout.
Extra chili.
Your shout.
Woody's with triple
I think
jalapeno?
it's actually your shout, to be honest, Alan.
No.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about liking and subscribing and
Jump over to Patreon, beat the ads 48 hours in advance. Or get onto the internet and get yourself some merchandise, even though we don't sell those hoodies. Are we going to do another pre-order soon or not?
yeah, we're going to do another pre-order, but with a different style of hoodie and a different colour, and probably not alloyed.
Hang on, did you just say different colour?
Yeah. Apparently, some of the younger guys and chicks like not black.
I like how you're looking at my grey hairs.
Might be a fleck of grey in that.
Good on you. Come on, where's the mojo at?
You sure that's plumbed right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Cool. I think I saw that on the internet somewhere. Cool. Thanks for watching. We're getting there. Come back next week and we'll bumble our way through some more shit. Cheers.
I don't even know what do I look like with a hat on. I don't freaking wear it.
Dickhead.
Huh?
Like every person with a flat brim looks.
Do I leave the sticker on?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I've got to focus it. Have you got audio or not? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hang on, shit. Hang on. I think the last time that I wore a hat, a flat brim, was like...
When I heard a ute.
Oh, no. Old mate gave me a hat when I was at Willowbank. Or even the... I don't know. We're going to do bucket hats?
I don't know, bro. We've got so much stock that we need to get rid of as it is. That's why we need to keep on to the...
Yeah, well...
Like
sell it.
socials and shit.
I'm
Can't sell it if no one knows about it.
Well,
That's
tell them I'm rolling. Flat brims and curved brims. Tuck your ears in or keep your ears out.
Freestyle motocross or dad bod.
Mini trucking.
Make the choice.
Goodie style.
Goody's not a mini trucker, he's a full-size trucker.
What do you call that then?
Goody. He would wear a flat brim.
He does.
And he would tuck his ears in.
Yeah. It's so you don't get cancer, dude, on the top of your ears.
True that. I can't fit them over my melon though.
Allied shirts, MR2 shirts, beanies, stickers, key tags, chicks shirts. We've got titty shirts out.
Yeah, titty shirts. Are good.
Hoodies.
Hoodies. Pre-order is up.
So we're good to go.
New hoodie, it's a club spec hoodie, so you can go out to the clubs with Woody because it's not black.
Great.
So it's not a workshop use.
Finally, this guy saw the light and does a different colour.
You know, we'll be making pink shirts with a small pocket soon for Woody to wear to the clubs as well.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with the colour pink, bro. Just in time for our Northern Hemisphere blokes for coming into winter. So get on it. Is that right?
Isn't it winter until like December the 25th in
Well,
Victoria?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it is.
It's like Tassie, it rains like 364 days of the year, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Where's that manifold? We had to do that too.
What manifold?
The 1JZ manifold, you chooch.
Hang on.
12 seconds later.
A little while back we did a 1JZ Holly ram top for Mark's Fairlane. Took a little while, we had to, I don't know what actually
This
happened.
isn't it.
That's the test.
This is Mark 1 test. We're up to about Mark 6. They are ready to go. We've already sold 5. And I've got another 10 cast. So if you want one, get onto the store and...
We had a heap of emails, but because we get like 50 emails a day, we kind of lost a few of the contacts, so...
So we just had to wait to get a brand new Holly top, which took a long time because of current situations, just to make sure the fitment was correct before we sold them. Does fit. We've changed a couple of things again, just because they use different bolts and stuff with the Holly top. So now we have them.
Get on it. We're going to do a video soon testing it on Sebi's car, is it?
Maybe.
I'm going to do a back-to-back standard versus that. The Hoff's also going to put one on his V8 Supra, so...
No, he's not.
He's not going to do that?
No.
Pussy.
Actually, I think this is for him.
Yeah.
He's going to do a side mount plenum.
Anyway, www.theskidfactory.com. Get on it. Hats, everything. Pre-order your hoodies. Don't miss out this time because a lot of you missed out last time.
I didn't.
Sauce.
You know, we probably shouldn't really talk about music choice because people in the comments section generally can't figure out that every person has a different type of music.
Don't
taste.
even... Maybe we shouldn't. Do you want to redo that intro?
I think I find it difficult to understand why people can't understand that different people like different things.
It's always funny because someone's like, love the tunes in this, and then the comments straight after that would be like, oh my gosh, hate these tunes.
Yeah, and then under that was love the tunes.
And then under that was like, this is the theme song
it's like
for
a
so-and-so's
waveform.
YouTube. Oscilloscope.
I feel like in a proper YouTube channel you just go, we're about to fit the engine and then like skip a frame and then the last bolt's being done up.
Bing.
And no one says anything
No,
about...
it's time lapse, dude. Insert time lapse.
No, not if you're trying to hide the fact that it was difficult and dodgy.
Are you saying that we're dodgy and difficult?
No, I'm just saying it's not a drop-in fit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure anything bar a friggin' 202 would be.
You love 202s.
I don't like 202s.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in the collection of Toyota 1UZ and JZ sumps that we've cut up and
And rocket covers.
not used.
And on unused valve covers. How about that?
Beautiful. Oh, shit. Like an air hostess in the 60s.
I've just come up with an ingenious plan to solve all of our audio issues.
What?
Make you wear earplugs so that you speak louder, and we don't have to have the
What?
mic, so we don't have to have the mic gain turned all the way up. Can we actually try that one day?
Sure.
You just got to wear those little ear ones.
What?
Didn't say anything.
Test fit?
Yeah.
What are you grinning at?
Why's Lee here?
Because his ball sack split open
Oh.
on purpose.
How's that ball sack, Lee?
Yeah, good. That most cage fighting weekend.
Cage fighting.
A few low hits.
Oi!